a really powerful practice when we're overwhelmed with something emotionally is to be able to break it down, to step back, have a little objectivity, have a witness that watches it, right? I always think of, have you ever gone to a scary movie, right? Or a deeply meaningful movie, and you get really attached to the characters and absorbed in the plot. And what happens? We get absorbed, right? The boundaries of the screen disappear and we become part of the movie, right? But what happens if there's something tragic, something really painful in the movie? What do we do to cope with that? Oftentimes we zoom out, we notice the parameters of the screen again. We tell ourselves it's just a movie, right? We gain some objectivity when we step back a little bit. The truth is we can do that with emotional experience as well. You want to be absorbed in the movie often, right? That's what makes it meaningful in a lot of ways. But you also want to be able to have tools to be able to step back when necessary and not have it be something that is so overwhelming to us, right? So part of what we were doing just now by breaking things down into pieces was to create some observing aspect of ourselves, this witnessing part of ourselves. And part of how we did that was by differentiating, right? We differentiated body sensations, images, and talk. So for systems within us to be healthy, they need to have some differentiation, and that differentiation allows for communication. Within that, we can have two different problems that might happen with that, right? So on the one hand, if things are not differentiated within us or in a system, they become fused, right? They're one, they're like a blob. So this might become more relevant when we talk about systems with us and other people, this idea of enmeshment, right? But things can become enmeshed, right? When you think about it, there may have been, when you were doing this exercise, more fusion of body images, body sensation images and talk, right? We become fused with our talk often, right? If you notice part of that process, we differentiated a little bit a sense of witness, a sense of us who watches aspects of ourselves. But how often when we're in the middle of things, especially emotional things, do we get lost in the river of thought or body sensations and being overwhelmed, right? There's a fusion, right? Our witness is not there. It's lost in it. We don't have a part that can be in communication that can tell ourselves, it's all right, that's not true, I don't need to think that. That can kind of regulate us. We don't have that part that can be in communication to regulate us, and that can be too much fusion, right? Another problem that can happen is that there can be too much differentiation to the point where there's no communication between those parts, where we're disconnected from ourselves. We don't even know what's happening in our body because we're so disconnected from it. So a healthy system has differentiation, a certain amount of differentiation, but it still has good communication between those different parts of itself, right?